Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. This is Shanmugaraj. Welcome to my channel. One of the aims of this channel is to build a global knowledge sharing platform in the domains of leadership, agile, and project management. You can help me with that either by subscribing to my channel or sharing my videos to our friends who are in need of it. Right? So, having said that, let us get into today's topic. We are currently discussing some of the advanced topics in SAFE 6.0. Today's topic is step 3 of coaching flow, which is measuring flow. As you might already aware that there is a 5-step process for implementing a flow-based system or coaching flow, right? We already discussed first two responsibilities, which is which are facilitating value stream mapping and establishing Kanban system. So today we are going to discuss a third step, which is measuring flow. Step 4 and step 5 I'll be discussing in my subsequent videos. Let us try to understand step 3, which is measuring flow, right? So once the Kanban system has been established, the safe flow metrics can be applied to measure how effectively value flows. SAFE provides 6 flow metrics to measure how efficient an organization is at delivering value. These are briefly described as below, right? Flow distribution, which is a measure of proportion of work items by type in a system. The second metric is flow velocity, that measures the number of completed work items over a time period. Flow time. Flow time is a measure of the time elapsed from start to completion for a given work time. Right? The fourth metric is flow load, is a measure of number of work items currently in progress, either active or waiting. Fourth metric is flow efficiency. It is the ratio of total time spent in value added activities divided by the total flow time. Final metric is flow predictability, which is a measure of how consistently teams, odds, and portfolios are able to meet their commitments. Right? So these 6 flow metrics are applicable at any level of the framework. It could be essential safe or it could be a large solution or portfolio. And those who are coaching flow must help the organization make appropriate decision about which ones to use, right? So typical team flow metrics include team velocity to help the team understand their capacity and highlight the impact of process improvements, and flow distribution to help them balance technical and business demands. Art level measuring flow, right? So typically they will measure flow predictability to gauge how well they can meet their PA objectives. Then they can measure about flow time to measure the time it takes to deliver features, flow load to ensure they're not letting too much work enter the system, and the flow efficiency to help identify the opportunities for removing delays from the system. So finally, the portfolio will also often, right, measure flow load, flow time, and flow distribution, but apply to epics. So you can choose out of these 6 metrics at appropriate level which are the metrics make more sense for you. You can choose according to that. There's no hard and fast rule that you got to use one or two or you got to use everything, every 6 of it. So you can decide as a coach, as an agile coach or as an SPC, you can decide which are the metrics that make sense for your organization at what level, right? When measuring flow, you need to follow certain guidelines. So we are talking about at least 3 guidelines to be applied. The first guideline is establish goals with respect to metrics, right? Flow metrics in SAFe support several significant objectives. First, they help assess the system's flow as a whole, which help understand how a team or a train or a portfolio is performing in terms of value delivery. Another important goal is to locate impediments in the flow and thus identify the opportunities for improvement. Lastly, flow metrics help validate flow improvements. The coaching task is to help the organization properly understand how to use them to optimize the flow and establish goals relevant to each one. The second one is set up flow metrics. Coaching helps the organization establish the data collection and processing to support the flow metrics. Team must ensure that the metrics are correctly implemented, the data is properly collected, and data collection is not disruptive to the flow or slows down. Knowledge of tooling and automation is typically required here, right? The third guideline you can apply is the interpret the results, right? So you need to establish the goals, and then you have to set up your metrics, and you need to understand how to interpret it, right? The metrics require interpretation to be acted upon, right? The teams, trains and portfolios need to explain and thoroughly understand the data points interpreted correctly. The data will serve as a reliable guidance throughout the flow improvement journey. On the other hand, if the data is misunderstood, it can lead to wasted improvement efforts, and possibly it can have a negative impact on the flow itself. That we have come to the conclusion of this particular video. Hope you guys got a fair understanding on step 3 of coaching flow, which is measuring flow, right? How to go about measuring flow. We talked about 6 important metrics, right? As a coach, you can decide which are the metrics make relevant to our organization, make relevant for your system, right? You can at appropriate level you can decide. And we also talked about 3 important guidelines how to go about applying these metrics, right? So hope you guys like this kind of videos that helps you to improve our knowledge in terms of agile and agile vocabulary as such. I believe that it helps you in your career as well, right? So with that, I'm signing off. See you in the next video.